Welcome to Glenora House. This was home to 30 individuals with disabilities aged in range from 18 to 45 years. We're now going to have a look around the ward, affectionately known as Glenora House. In its earlier days was known as G Ward. Choices were limited for residents that were living in Glenora House. I'm standing in the dormitory. This is a 4-person dormitory, so you were to share with 3 others. Other choices included a 10-person dormitory or individual single rooms. Furniture was quite sparse. In single rooms there was a single hospital bed and a 1 or 2 door wardrobe, freestanding, and little room for personal effects. Out here in the dormitories there were single beds in a row separated by a wardrobe, and then in the late 1980s, to increase client privacy, individual portable wall screens were placed. I'm standing in what was affectionately known as the tram, or the tram room. This was an observation area for night staff, and it was also doubled up as a staff office. I'm standing at the other end, which faced into the dormitory. The curtains would be closed, however this gave a dim light into the dormitory area. Night staff would sit here overnight reading, playing cards, occupying themselves, waiting for someone to wake during the night that needed assistance. You'll see from the dormitory, it's a large space, however it was shared with 10 clients, so there were 10 beds, 10 wardrobes, just in one small room. Can you imagine the lack of privacy, the amount of noise? And it was also the thoroughfare for other clients to move through this particular dormitory to access the only toilet that was available to the residents that were here during the night. We're now standing in the day room of Glenora House. In the day room there's a wall of cupboards, and these cupboards contain the daily clothing for the individuals that were to spend up to 8 hours of their days in this particular room. We will see that each of the cupboards contain a minimum of 2 pair of pants, 2 singlets, 2 pair of socks, 2 summer dresses, 2 winter suits, 1 dressing gown, 1 pair of slippers and 1 pair of boots. These were the clothes that people could be changed into if there was an episode of incontinence. You'll also note that the dressing gowns, slippers and boots were also in here, as people were often returned to this room in their night attire, waiting for a change of staff and then to be placed in the dormitories in the evening. You'll notice over here also that there's reference to individuals' Christian names as opposed to the bathroom where all the hooks were identified with people's surnames. Clothing was quite sparse in these cupboards, and we still have some remnants here today. I'm sitting in the bathroom of Glenora House. You'll note that there are 4 baths in a row, separated only by a shower curtain. That's the only privacy that was offered to the residents that were having a bath. I'm sitting here on a seat that was occupied by residents who were made to sit here and wait their turn. Interesting feature of this bathroom also is the common drain or open drain that runs along the wall. So each of the baths drain into this particular drain system. Picture whilst you're waiting to have your bath, choice is limited right down to the clothes that you're to wear for the day ahead. Often the night staff or the night nurse would go through and pre-select the clothing that you were to wear right down to underwear. So there was no choice. Often underwear was from a pooled stock, and so there were no individual pieces of underwear, it just was all combined, and at times it was the fact that you got a piece of underwear, not the fact that it fitted or it was yours.